and white. Come on now. Hands on fire, thoughts taking flight. Together we shine, words intertwine. Get funky. Journal party live. It's journaling time.
All right, what's up, party people? Gonna give everybody a couple minutes to join us. We got we actually just got our announcement email out. So actually, that's good. I've been meaning to see if we send it at the actual time that we go live, if we can get more people to join us. So if you're just showing up, say hello. Let me know who's here, and let me know if you get that email. I'm concerned that our emails are going to spam and stuff like that, which is never ideal. But nonetheless, I think we'll have our usual suspects. We got Katie here tonight. What's up, Katie? Good to see you. All right. Give me just a moment. All right, we got people showing up. Love it. What's up, Norma? Deidre's here. Eve's here. Kathy Poo's here. Awesome. Awesome. I hope everyone's excited to do a little bit of creative visualization this evening. Um, I've got a lot going on in my world over here. My life's changing a lot as I get ready to get married, get ready to potentially move and move into a new home, and got all sorts of opportunities knocking at my door. And I think when life is in flux like that, which it always is, right? It's a good idea to get in touch with what drives you. What are the what's your personal mission in life? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to show up as in this world? And that's like the one of the cooler things about journaling is as we cultivate self-awareness, we get to decide who we want to be. That's like the coolest thing, free will, right? So I've been thinking a lot about that personally. Obviously I've got this mission to get as many people journaling with us as possible. But there's more than that, right? Like, why do I want people to journal? There's a lot underneath the hood that, when we explore it, I think we can get in touch with, these things that really move us. And when we're out of touch with the person that we want to be, of course, we can take some corrective action, right? So that's what we're going to be looking to do this evening. Anybody new in the house? Let me know if you're new, and I'll give you the spiel. But let me go ahead and start pulling up our program here. Weird, I'm on like the side here. There we go. All right, so Eve's first time. Welcome. Glad you found us. So this is Journal Party Live. This is just a small but awesome, mighty part of our little self-reflective collective. And what we do on here is typically we journal through our newest programs that are inside of our app. If you don't have our app, you can get it by scanning that QR code or visiting the Apple App Store or Google Play. There's also a web-based version that you can access by visiting app.journalparty.com. And on there, you can actually stream this. You can stream Journal Party Live through the app. We've got free guided journaling programs. We've got premium guided journaling programs on there as well. And typically what we do on Journal Party Live is this is a place where we debut our newest programs, journal through them together, and then at the very end, we all share our insights at the end. So, it's pretty simple. It's pretty fun. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. There's no wrong way to journal. At least that's our motto and ethos here. So, really, I think try your best to receive the prompts, internalize them, and just start writing. See what happens, see what comes out. And if the most oh, let me say this: don't try not to judge yourself in this process, right? If the ideal or perfect answer, whatever that means, doesn't come immediately after receiving the prompt, then you know relax. It's okay. This is while we often get insights and answers that we're looking for, they don't always show up right when you ask for them. So I like to start writing the question when I don't know what to write, or writing the prompt when I don't know what to write, and then usually that gets me flowing. And also, don't feel like you have to write about the prompt. I mean, if your mind goes in another direction, just explore it. Let your journal be a workshop of the mind for you, where you can, just kind of see what's under the hood. And then at the end, we can all discuss and, share our experiences and things like that. So with that said, it's a little over 5 after, and I think it's time to get started. I see you're already getting some love from the rest of the tribe here. Nahal's in the house. Good to see you, Nahal. All right, and I'm gonna hit the start now button, which you can't see because I got this little ticker here. Let me actually get rid of that and put the "we've already started" ticker on here. So hold on. Okay, so let's get rocking. I hit this start now button. I will read the prompt, fade into the background, and answer the prompt myself, and then at the end we'll all hang out. All right, so your first prompt of the evening is morning of your future self. Describe an ideal morning in your future life. Where are you? What's your routine? Jen's in the house. What's up, word nerd? Second prompt coming up. A day in the life. Walk through a full day as your ideal self. What do you do? How do you feel? Next prompt, your future achievements. Imagine a future version of you looking back. What accomplishments make you proud? Next prompt, ideal environment. Describe your perfect home, workspace, or surroundings. What does it look and feel like? Mindset. What thoughts, habits, or beliefs does your ideal self live by? Relationships and community. Who surrounds you in your ideal life? How do they support and inspire you? passion and purpose. What activities or pursuits make your future self feel truly fulfilled? Overcoming obstacles. Your future self has faced challenges. How did they navigate them? Message from future you. Imagine your future self writing you a note. What advice or encouragement do they give? First step forward. What's one small action you can take today to move toward your ideal life? future. Yet, no matter what, we can only do this work in the present. And I just thought it was kind of interesting because, even though we were in the past last week and in the future this time, I think like the insights were all about just being present in all of that. Um, it's just a interesting observation for me there. This was really nice. I think, I spend a lot of time in my journal, so there's a lot of there's there's a lot of this that I write a lot. I've repeated this stuff to myself before, but that's good. I mean, I think it's good to sort of crystallize some of these things, and it's also just good to have a nice little reminder about what you're all about. Um, for me, I think it's been kind of cool to reaffirm what I'm after, and yeah, I want to get people into journaling. But I think the bigger thing that I want my future self to be about, well, I want my current self to be about, I guess I should say, is creating things. Being a creative type, but also creating things that people enjoy and that we can share. I think shared joy is maybe my favorite thing in the world. Like when I used to be a musician, I used to love playing the shows more than anything. Like the practicing could get tedious and all that, but like there was nothing quite like getting up there and sharing something that you've created, and then seeing people enjoying it, and then enjoying it together. Just enjoying just the fruits of creation. I think that's kind of what drives me, and I think in our day-to-day lives, I can only speak for myself here, at least in my day-to-day life, it's really easy for me to get swept away in things that I think need to happen. And that's not to say that they don't need to happen. Obviously, we all got responsibilities and things we got to take care of and stuff like that. But a lot of times it's really easy to get sucked into this idea like, oh, I have to, earn a certain amount of money because I need this to happen. And like, yeah, you need to do that. You need to pay your bills. You need to, abide by all the obligations that you have, accumulated in your life. But when that gets focused on and prioritized over like these things that are actually fulfilling to you, then it can get real easy to spin out of control. And I mean, I mentioned, a couple weeks ago, I wasn't having the best time. Or actually, I think it was last week, right? I was having a tough time in the morning. I woke up like having a panic attack. I think it's because I was just so in touch. Well, so out of touch with some of this stuff, right? I'm thinking way more in terms of like tasks and chores and responsibilities and consequences if those things aren't met. And those are very real. So I don't want to downplay the truth of your situation, but I think what it kind of boils down to me is that there's circumstances, and then there's you. There's like your whole state of being in all of that. And I think for me, this was kind of just a nice little reminder and a refresher that the version of me that I want to be starts by focusing on my state of being, right? Like in terms of the things that I'm doing, right? Or the prompt that was, talking about your day and your ideal environment, right? Like I want to be in a peaceful environment that's conducive to creating things, and I want my habits and routines to be things like, waking up and feeling energized, eating healthy, meditating, journaling, cultivating this state of mind and this state of being, exercising, right? So you feel good. And then, when I've done that, I can bring the best version of myself into my work. And then I think by virtue of that, all of those things that, I fret about needing to happen, I think they're much more likely to happen, right? I'm much more likely to create something that's going to that people are going to love and that is going to pay the bills if I'm bringing my full the best self to that. And so Yeah, I mean, again, this isn't stuff that's new, but it's stuff that's not always there at the forefront of my mind, and so it was nice to get in touch with some of that. So that said, I'm gonna take a closer look at what you all had to say. Eve said, "One small step is going to bed." It's quite late here. Well, appreciate everyone, who hangs out with us late nights. I'm on the West Coast, and so it's somewhat early over here when we get these things started. But I really do appreciate all of our East Coasters, and even I don't know where exactly you're coming from, Eve, but if you're showing up to these things late, I appreciate that. And also, I think it's powerful. I think this is the kind of stuff that when you do it before bed, it just feeds your subconscious mind, and that's when the good stuff starts to come automatically. I think. Who knows if that's true? All right. Gabby said, I find more of my time just writing and keeping my journal on the go and on my bed. Bored, I just write. Yeah, I like to write when I'm bored too. Um, sometimes I think it's like one of the best activities for boredom because, I mean, look, journaling, I'm not gonna lie, journaling can sometimes be boring for me. But when you have your circumstances or like this, just like the present, what's going on, it's always nice to have like a little check-in with yourself. And so even if it's just oh, I'm bored, let me journal for a minute, it's always cool to just kind of use it as a way to kind of come back into the present. Happy says, a slow paced morning with calming music playing in my background. Time to paint, write, and take pictures uninterrupted and not feeling rushed. That's an awesome thing. Calming music playing in the background. I do that in my office when I wake up. Lately, I've been, just putting on a vibe so I can kind of like enjoy the first parts of the day. It's sometimes it's calming. Sometimes I put on stuff that's like kind of, jamming out and just to put myself into a good mood. But I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing, and I like that you called that out intentionally because that's actually something. Now that I think about it. I've been a little not less than thrilled with like my routine as I come back into my house from my little home office area. And I normally just kind of thrump down and like, because I'm tired and I'm spent, and just kind of sit there and stuff like that. Not to say that I need to amp up, but I think I could fill some of that space with some nice music and kind of set a vibe. Like, why, if I do it in the morning and it works, why not do it at night? So I don't know. I know you're talking about the morning, but that just made me realize I should throw some records on or something when I finish up work and kind of cultivate a better vibe. And he says, I want to own a building where I can have all my creative friends being able to sell their creations. That would be so cool. Yeah, I love that idea. Um, my fiance and I have been, I mentioned earlier, we're talking about moving, once we get married, and that's all said and done, once we've honeymooned, which we just booked our honeymoon. I'll tell you about that later. But once that stuff's taken care of, we're planning on a move, and we kind of have this vision that's percolating a little bit where, I mean, I guess it depends on where we move, but I just think it would be so cool to open up like a little shop where we like sell journals and I can run journaling workshops out of there. She loves coffee. I love coffee. I'm not going to pin that on her, but we could sell some coffee or something like that. Rocks. I love, and I'm not super like new agey about like crystals and stuff, but I still like collecting them because they're cool looking. So I always wanted a place where I could sell like rocks and stuff like that. And yeah, like just having like a cool place where you can do your thing. I feel like that would be awesome. Sometimes I come into my office here most times, and I'm just kind of working by myself, and it's cool now that we have the premium Zoom sessions on Mondays. That's been nice. It's kind of like a little co-working sort of sesh that we do on Mondays, and that's cool. But the rest of the week, other than this, I'm kind of by myself. I just think it would be so cool to have like a nice place that people could come enjoy, and I could actually interact with people, talk to people, do some journal parties in person, and yeah, I don't know, just kind of I feel like that would be so uplifting. And so I totally get your vision. That would be cool. I also love the idea of like being able to do creative work with friends. I mean, one of the one of the things that I kind of miss about um, Hollywood, even though I still live in Los Angeles. But like when I moved here 15 plus years ago, um, you know, I had a lot more friends here because we were all, younger and could afford it. Well, it was cheaper then. Anyway, there was a lot of like creative commingling happening, and people working on stuff with each other, and we all had this just like this vision. I think everybody who comes to Hollywood or Los Angeles has this vision of like, all right, if one of us makes it, like we'll make it so that all of our friends can just do creative fun work with each other. And yeah, I still think that would be so cool. But yeah, I mean, things are a little different here these days. A lot of people that I used to hang out with and work on creative stuff with have left, and it's a different place. So I mean, different seasons of my life, but yeah, I still think like that idea of co-creating. I wrote a lot about that tonight in my journal. Is such a cool idea and super fun. Kathy says, my future achievements are having a book published, setting my art in a gallery and magazines, traveling more, and 3 out of 4 kids on their own independently. Nice. I mean, those are all really great achievements. So, um, I mean, Kathy, you're in our Monday group, so let's keep some of these in mind, right? Like I know you were working on your vision board, so I know that's coming along. But like, yeah, having a book published. I don't know if you're currently working on any of that stuff. If you want to throw some of these kind of things into our little accountability board, we'd love to support you in this. And of course, when you've produced some of these fruits of your labor, of course, we all look forward to seeing it and celebrating you. So awesome. Eve says, I had a good time. Thank you. Well, you're so welcome. Gabby says, helping foster kids someday in my life. That's awesome. Kathy says, mindset, right through the trauma and reword the negative. Super powerful. Yeah. I mean, we have a ton of programs about that, obviously. Just being able to like identify, points of pain and points of resistance, creating space for them to process, and then in that blank space, once you've released it, being able to kind of rewrite your story. Super powerful. One of the things that like I think we're still finding new ways to do it with journaling, but I think one of the coolest parts of journaling is just reflective writing, is being able to process all that stuff. Kathy says, first step forward. Well, I get on with Alex and the Journal Party Tribe. I signed up for a free workshop training at my local library. Awesome. So already taking stuff down. Gabby says, will you stay on the West Coast? Yeah, probably. My fiance has pretty much nixed the idea of going east, and I think we probably want to be on the coast if we can afford it, just because she's got terrible allergies, and we need to get somewhere where the air turnover is good. So yeah, probably stay on the West Coast. Not sure where though. Jen Thompson says, Annie, Ale, and I had that place, Alex. We got flooded by a broken pipe. Oh no! And instead of helping us, the mall we had our store and kicked us out. Oh no! Oh, well, that must have been tough in the moment, but I mean, gotta find the silver lining. That's good. I'm hoping good stuff came out of that, right? Hopefully that led to some good things for you. Hopefully you can find something to make that one go down a little easier. That's tough. Eve says the website talks about a lifetime payment. Where do we get the info for that? Well, Eve, if you want, you can email me at alex@journalparty.com. I'm not sure where we talk about a lifetime payment anymore, because we've been kind of phasing that out. But if you saw it, I will totally honor it. So email me at alex@journalparty.com, and I'll get you the info you need. And he says, Jen, we'll get back to it eventually. Yeah. Oh, I hope so. It sounds cool. Gabby says, I have an art book published, art in some galleries, and been in a few newspapers. Nice. Kathy says, message from future self. Get back to the kid who dreamed and did the work. She's who you truly are. Oh, I love that for you. Absolutely. You know, if you can see it in your mind's eye, it's there for the taking. We just it's tough. We accumulate patterns and stuff and just all sorts of things that we store in our body, and then when stuff happens that we don't like, we react certain ways and do everything other than like the thing that we want, that we like really know that we want. But it sounds like you're in touch with that kid who dreamed and did the work. Yeah. Well, I hope we can support you in being that version of yourself. Jen says, Kathy, we run a literary nonprofit if you need help publishing. Oh yeah, that's right. Jen sent me an email about that. Super cool. And I think we were gonna maybe talk about collaborating on some sort of guided program for that. But yeah, hit up Jen. Get help with that book. Gabby says, I have fame written all over me and my past historic genes. Oh, that's interesting. I used to really want to be famous. Like really, really wanted to be famous. I moved to Los Angeles and you know, it took me a long time um to actually realize it's not what I want. I mean, you know what? Maybe I maybe I wanted some version of what fame used to look like, but fame seems like the worst thing to me these days. I mean, it seems like the second you climb that ladder, that it's like there's like a target on your back. People just want to take you down. Not to be overly negative about it, but I think like what I actually wanted, in my pursuit of fame was really just creative fulfillment, like being able to do the kind of art that I wanted to do and have that be something that sustained me. These days, I'm less concerned with the recognition for it. Obviously, people love to be validated and get that recognition, but I think like these days it's more about freedom for me. I think that's what I'm all about. Lady Sharon said, I'm an artisan that sells antiques. My art and vintage home decor have fun events in our store with friends, and it's a wonderful life. I pray that you all who think about doing this will actually do it. This is year 16 for me. My future self will actually own this type of store. Thanks for a wonderful night. Well, you're so welcome, and that's awesome. Yeah, would love to learn more about what you got going on with the store and stuff like that. Sounds super cool. All right. Mary Kay, future achievements, running my own youth center and publishing more books. Yeah, I know you've been doing some great work with the kiddos, so totally doable. Guys, let us know how we can support you in this. Obviously, one person, but we've got a tribe here and a collective that is here to support everyone in their becoming their ideal self. And so it's always so cool hearing what you guys are up to, and the dreams that you have for yourselves. And I think there's like a common thread in a lot of them, which is neat. But at the same time, we've all come from different walks of life, and these desires in our hearts, they manifest in different ways, and it's just a beautiful thing to bear witness to. Gabby says, have you been to Angela's Temple, the Church of the Dream Center? Yeah, it's nearby. I live very nearby that place. Actually, I had a beef with them. They For a while they stopped doing it, but for a while they were blasting their music from the rooftop of their parking lot on Sundays. It's church days, and I don't mind church. I like church, and the music that they play at ours is great. But I was just annoyed that while I'm trying to do my own thing after already having gone to my own church, they were blaring the stuff. So that was me complaining. You know what? My future self doesn't complain as much. So I'm going to leave that one in the past. Jen says, we're fundraising for the funds to reopen to a new location. We will do get it back. Annie is always right, and that's why she's my VP. Go, 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 go. Go team, go. Annie says, I want to be famous enough to no longer need an office job, but not enough where people want to see me destroyed. Yeah. It's a good way to put it. Well known, renowned. That's where I want to be. Alex, Kathy says, yes, Alex, I don't want to be a celebrity and be famous. I just want to share my story. Yeah, I think it's all about that co-creation, like the sharing of experience. I mean, there's obviously a lot more to life than all that, but I think that's like the real appeal, I think, hidden behind like the glamour of it all. Gabby says, my great grandmother was a famous evangelist. That's cool. Like Billy Graham or something? Just Google me and the links that I've been in. Okay, well, we'll check it out. Gabby Ledesma, March 29th. All right, cool. Well, we're at the end of our chat comments here. Folks, we got another one in the books. Awesome. And speaking of books, everyone, we have received a new shipment of Journal Party journals. And so we're giving them away when you sign up for a free trial, a free 30-day trial. That's normally not available on our website or in our app. Normally it's just a 7-day trial. But if you sign up for the 30-day trial through that QR code, you can get a free journal. You just got to cover the shipping and handling, otherwise I will go completely broke. But I promise you, cost us a pretty penny to make these journals in the first place because they're nice. They're hardcover, vegan leather, ruled, and 80 GSM paper that's actually decent quality, so stuff doesn't like completely bleed through the back. So yeah, if you need another journal and you've been on the fence about checking out Journal Party Premium, then go ahead, scan that QR code and grab yourself a 30-day free trial and a free notebook if you like. Just cover the shipping, like I said. And so you'll probably see ads of me on social media promoting that, trying to get people into the group. But good news, it's working. It's working. We're getting more people into the tribe. And also now part of Premium is we do those Zoom sessions, which as we get more members, we want to make sure more and more people are able to show up to those. And I know, there's not a perfect time for everybody, so we're just going to have to add more sessions. So the more people show up to that, the more Zoom journaling that we can do. And it won't just have to be me just talking to you guys here. We can actually all meet face to face. And Kathy can attest. We get on there on Mondays, and like I said, we may add some days, but we typically just start with some stream of consciousness journaling, doing what my standard morning routine is. So we do that stream of consciousness journaling, followed by gratitude journaling, and then we do goals. And then we take a look at our goals and throw something on the accountability board. And then, the following week, we remember what you said you were going to do. We remember the promises that you make to yourself, and we hold each other accountable, including myself. So it's been useful for me. I caught myself doing a little extra work that I was resisting doing just because I didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want to get on there and have you guys call me out for not doing the thing I said I was going to do. So our little accountability group's working, at least for me. So yeah, if you want to check that out, grab a trial to Journal Party Premium, and if you want, scan that QR code, like I said, and get a free journal to go along with it, as well as a 30-day trial. So, all right, well, that's enough promotion for the evening, folks. I want to say thank you so much for journaling with me today, journaling with all of us today. I appreciate everyone who keeps showing up, and please share this with your friends, people who ought to be journaling. Don't tell them they ought to be journaling. That's a weird thing to do to somebody, unsolicited advice. But yeah, I think everyone knows they should journal, just nobody does it except for us, right? So if you know people who have been talking about journaling, oh, I ought to do that, tell them about this awesome club that you're in, invite them to Journal Party Live, and we'll be right by it. The more the merrier, right? All right, folks. Appreciate all of you. And you know what? Have a wonderful evening, wonderful rest of your week. And as always, party on. I'll see you on